Ex-NBA player Paul Pierce says marriage is for poor people and marriage is for old people. Comment below. Let me know what you think about this foolishness. So shout out and welcome back to all of my old cousins, my forever cousins. If you're new here, my name is Janice. Be sure to subscribe, thumbs up, leave a comment for me. Let me know what you think about what he says. Also, check out the videos I did on Cassie testifying at Sean Combs' trial last week. I would love to know what you think about all of that was said last week. So tell me what your views are on marriage. You know what my views are on marriage. This is by Yahoo Entertainment. It says Paul Pierce claims marriage is for poor and old people, no advantage for a man. Isn't this the same guy that talked about why black men prefer white women? I don't know. I think he is. I'll come back and talk about that later. NBA legend Paul Pierce has never shied away from controversial takes, but his latest remarks on relationship and marriage have stirred up intense debate across social media. Speaking on his show, The Truth After Dark, the Boston Celtics icon delivered a brutally unfiltered critique of marriage, suggesting it offers little to no benefit for men in today's world. He says, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like every relationship shouldn't be based off sex, but every relationship is based off that. Okay, first of all, he thinks, let's just talk about his mentality. He thinks every relationship is based on sex. Well, we can figure out what his problem is already, right? In his mind, as a man, as a 47-year-old man, damn near 50, he believes every relationship is based on sex. So if a man thinks relationship is based on sex, then we already know that's not going to work out, because you should not get married based on sex. You should also not get married based on love alone, because love alone is not enough, okay? Let's read on. You can't tell me nothing different. This is what I feel. And that's why I'll never be in another relationship, because it's always based off of that. So in his mind, nobody else can tell him anything different. He has vowed to never get into another relationship, because in his mind, in his thinking, every relationship is based on sex. And this is why I keep telling y'all, ladies, dating is for data. You need to talk to these men and question them. Not in a way like it's like an interview, but you want to hear his views and thoughts on different things, okay? Reading on, he says, because it's going to be based off the sex. Friends, keep calling him. Once that wears down, you're going to find somebody else that's better. This is the thing. And listen carefully. So let's read it again. Because it's going to be based off sex. So he gets on relationship based on sex alone. Once the sex wears down, you're going to find somebody else that's better. That's the thing. And this is why my dad told me, do not get married based on sex. Don't get married based on sex. So this man is saying all relationships are based on sex. So we can see why his views on marriage, we can't take his views on marriage in serious, because his views on marriage is that relationships are based on sex alone, nothing else. Let's read on. Let me say that marriage is, and who marriage is for. Marriage is for old people and poor people. So in this man's mind, marriage is only for poor people and old people. So if you're not poor and you're not old, he believes you should not get married. Because let's read that again. Let me say this: marriages who's for marriages for old people and for poor people. Because when you're broke, our parents, like my moms and all them, they married on a merit of like, okay, we're gonna put our income together and have all these kids. And when our kids, we'll have 5 kids, 10 kids. Back in the 60s, all of them, they got 5 kids, 10 kids, so they can work and bring income in. So he's saying, when you're broke, we gonna put your 50 cents with my 50 cents and we gonna make $1. And what do I tell you, ladies? Do not marry a broke man, because he's gonna want to put your 50 cents with your 50 cents. And when you go out to have the baby, you don't have no 50 cents. If you tired and you want to take off work, you don't have no 50 cents. And in the 60s, I don't know what he's talking about, because in the 60s and 70s, a lot of women stayed home. A lot of wives stayed home. Their husbands worked and provided, but they did have a lot of kids back then. And I do have a problem. I talked about that in one of my other videos, of having kids and hoping one of them is going to become rich so that you can get the generational wealth. And what I said, parents, if you cannot afford in 20 and 25, this is not the 1960s. They didn't have nothing else to do in 1960 other than work and do the do. In 20 and 25, I believe if you cannot afford kids, don't have them. If you cannot afford more than 2, don't have 5. Okay? My husband and I, we talked about we could have 2 more. And we both, my husband, we have very great income. And we sat down and calculated how many babies can we afford. We said 2. And the Lord only blessed us with 1. If brothers, you want to get married and have babies, please go get established and get accomplished so you can provide for your wife and your children. Your wife should not be worried about her 50 cents to put with your 50 to pay the mortgage. Okay? Don't listen, mamas and daddies. Don't sit down and waiting. I know a lot of Black parents who's waiting for their sons to play basketball or football. And so all they're focused on is my son is going to play basketball or football. And so our little Black children or Black boys are not using their brains. Not saying you can't use your brain to play football, blah, blah, but you can't tell me that all of our Black kids is supposed to be playing football and basketball. And I said, not my son. Granted, there are some kids who are gifted. God gave them the gift. My little boy is a STEM child. He loves science. He loves math. It is his best subject. He is so good with math, little Michael, that he can work out word problems in his head. That's how good he is. He told his tutor they had state tests here in New Jersey, and my little boy has a tutor, and he told the tutor asked, so who was the first to finish? He said, I'm the one that finished in math because I'm very good at math. So because I'm very good at math, I was the first one to finish. Okay, because we're trying to get him to slow down and stuff like that. No. And we are not dependent on little Michael to make us rich. Me and Big Mike, we are rich. We're creating generational wealth for him. We're not sitting down and waiting for Lexi and Michael to go play football, be a model, and get rich so that we can become rich. We are creating generational wealth for them so they can really pursue their dreams of what God created them to be. Okay? So you poor, he reads on, so you poor, so you marry for that. Okay? And now when you get old, somebody's got to be at your side to take care of you. My mom never been married in my lifetime. She got married when she was 70. It was perfect. She had somebody by her side the whole way through. And another thing is she was having all them kids. So if she had died, your mama would have end up and is burning in hell for fornicating and having all these babies out of wedlock. So this is his view on marriage. Get married when you're 70. Let's read on. Outside of that, there's no advantage to a man. What does it do for a man when things go south? Like, we're gonna have to give up half of our this pay child support. It's only advantageous for women. Like it's real talk. And I believe in prenup. A lot of women get mad. I don't understand why I get mad. If he has a lot of money, I do. I believe in. Or you? I believe in prenup. I just believe the prenup should be fair. I'm with you. I'm helping you. I'm having your babies and taking care of your home. If this marriage doesn't go work out, we need to write something up while we're in love and happy. Of if the marriage doesn't work out, this is how we're going to divide up our assets. Okay, I am not one of those dumb women who think a divorce is not in the cards. Let my husband do something to see for me to divorce him and see if I won't get a divorce. I believe in divorce. You know why? Because the Bible put divorce is in the divorce. Divorce is in the Bible. So that means my husband could do something to me that is divorceable, and I will divorce him. I am not afraid. Okay, so while we're in love and we're happy, let's talk about if something happened. Now, I believe in working on your marriage, talking to a marriage counselor, being faithful in your marriage. I don't believe in, just sitting down waiting for a divorce or the marriage is not working out. No. Work on your marriage, okay? He goes on to say, I don't think it's realistic long term until I turn 70. I'm 47 now. Until turn 70, that's the only realistic part. It's because we both old. We ain't out in the street. We at home watching TV. You go take me to the hospital. I'm going to take you to the hospital. That's it. But right now, I'm too cracking and right. So because his mother got married at 70, in his mind, that's the right time to get married. And the only purpose of getting married is for you to take him to the hospital and for him to take it. So you see what I mean? Do you see his view on marriage? This is why you need to ask a man, what are your views on marriage? Because if he's talking about, I ain't gonna get married till I'm 70, so you could take me to the hospital, why would you waste time dating this animal? Okay. Let's listen a little bit. Hopefully,
you know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like every relationship shouldn't be based off of sex, but every relationship is based off of that.
That is not true. Every one of your relationships are based off sex because you do not value marriage and your only focus is do.
I don't think so.
100%. You can't tell me nothing different. This is what I feel, and that's why I'll never be in another relationship because it's always based off of that.
So you're not going to be in another relationship?
Hell no. For what? Because it's.
And you know what's crazy? Women will hear him say this and then go be with him and stress him out about getting married. Dum-dums.
It's going to be based off the sex. Once that wear down, you're going to go find somebody else that's better. Yeah. It ain't going to be based off of.
So his whole idea is marriage is based off sex, relationships based on sex. And we're just going to do it and do it and do it until it wears up. Hello, ladies. This is why I wrote the book. Take your cookies off the table. Don't give it to anybody. Because if you meet this man, all he thinks is marriage is based on sex, and he's just going to get it until he wears out. Hello.
This is the thing. And listen carefully. Listen carefully.
I'm listening.
Relationships. Let me tell you what marriage is all about. Or let me tell you what marriage is and who's marriage for. Marriage is for old people and poor people.
No, this is the divorced man. So be careful where you get your marital advice from. He was married, I think, for 13 years, divorced. The wife took him to the cleaners. And now this is his view on marriage because he didn't choose the right woman. These men don't choose good wives. They don't choose virtuous women. They don't choose good women. They choose those girls on Instagram that have their ass out and live on Instagram taking pictures and all of that. And then they marry them and expect these women to be good women, virtuous women, Proverb 31 women. And then they get hurt. And then they come and talk about, oh, marriage is for old people and poor people.
Okay, so let's get into that. Why?
Because when you broke, our parents, like my moms and all them, they married on a merit of like, okay, We're going to put our incomes together, have all these kids. And then when our kids, we're going to have 5, 10.
So, ladies, this is why I tell you, do not marry a man that needs you to put your 50 cent with his 50 cent. Don't do it. This is 20 and 25. 1960s, I don't think a lot of women did that. I don't know what he's talking about.
Kids back in the 60s, all them, they're going to have 5, 10 kids so they can work and bring income.
Yeah.
So you poor. So you married for that. And now when you get old, somebody that to be by your side to take care of you. Right now, my mom got married. My mom never been married in my lifetime. She got married when she was 70.
Wow.
And he's celebrating that. That's shameful that your mama lived her whole life. You're 47, so we're the same age. He looks bad for 47, by the way. And your mama been shacking and fornicating her whole life.
It was perfect. She had somebody by her side the whole way through.
So do you...
I really believe that. Like, that's what, like, outside of that, it's no advantage to a man. Why is marriage an advantage? What advantage?
Now, this is a divorced man. So you need to go talk to the men who are happily married to find out what are the advantages of marriage. I'm going to link the rest of the video below. I don't want to get a copyright strike. Let's finish reading what he says. It says, Pierce's commentary didn't just stop at marriage. He also questioned the long-held belief that women can bring peace into a man's life. But if you've never had a woman to bring you peace, then you don't understand that. He says there is no such thing. There's no such thing as somebody living with you on a day-to-day basis bringing you peace. It's always going to be something. I don't believe that. There's not always going to be something, because you're going to have a bad day where I'll have a bad day, and that's not going to be peaceful for me. I'm going to come home like, damn. But are you having bad days every day? In your marriage, do you have bad days every day? Everybody have a bad day, okay? Everybody. We're not perfect. Even Jesus had bad days when he was here. So you're going to have a bad day here and there. He's just delusional. Something's gonna happen to where you go hijack my emotions, so that's not peaceful. You feel me? Peace is peace, and peace is me by myself. I come home, I watch TV, I make my own food, I go to bed, I work out, I wake up at 5:30, I roll over in bed, I'm leaned this way, I fart or whatever, I do whatever in my bed. That's peace. I'm cool. I can live, snore, or whatever. I ain't got nobody complaining about nothing. While many fans found humor in Pierce's, blunt honesty, others criticized his comments as outdated and dismissive of meaningful companionship. Yet for Pierce, it seems a bachelor lifestyle isn't just a preference, it's a principle. Whether you agree with his views or not, one thing is clear. Paul Pierce reignited the age-old debate about love, marriage, and modern masculinity, and he's not backing down from it. And this, ladies, is why dating is for data. Oh, the book is coming soon. I think I just need to take the rest of the month off YouTube and try to finish this book. But I wanted to do this video because I want to point out, this is what I have been saying. Ask a man his views on marriage if you want to get married. I understand. There are some people who don't want to get married. And to me, usually you don't want to get married because of bad experiences or trauma. I feel the same thing with children. Especially for women, you don't want to have kids. It's trauma, okay, or fertility issues. But you put in your mind, you know, you don't want to have it, so you're psyching yourself. Are there people who don't want to get married and don't want to have kids? Very, 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 very tiny few. Also, use the story of Hannah in Luke chapter 1. She got married young. Her husband died. She was like, this life is not for me. She went to the temple and served the temple. Y'all talk about, I don't want to get married, but you always have a man, living with a man, shacking with a man, building with a man. Okay, but you don't want to get married. The only people who really, really don't want to get married are priests or nuns. Granted, I don't even believe there should be priests or nuns. That's not in the Bible. Okay? It's one of my biggest disagreements with the Catholic Church, but we know why they did it. It's all for the money and the wealth transference and all those stuff. Because the priest in the Bible was married. Peter, the Pope, Pope of the Catholic Church was married. Okay. Anyways, I love you. I absolutely love you. Comment below. Let me know what you think. If you don't see me, girl, I'm working on my book. Okay. Let me know what's going on with you. Oh, I forgot my banner. If you want to show me love and support, you know I talk about my books all the time. For those of you who already have my book and you're like, oh my God, Janice, we have all your books. 10 years ago, take your cookie off the table, 2 or 3 types of guys you might meet. Hello, talk to them, find out what they believe. You can Cash App me or PayPal me. My link is below. Summer is coming. I love ice cream. I still drink coffee. I absolutely love you. Talk to you later. Bye.